everybody. I hope everybody's having a good Wednesday. Uh, yeah, it's morning time. I'm at home. Uh, Reason for that. Real quick, I'll touch on that again because I know a lot of my followers know me personally. Uh, well, we've had some adventures around here. There you go, that's better. I'm leaning against the truck just because, it's kind of a natural thing for me anyway. I grew up watching my dad and his buddies stand around the bed of a pickup truck talking. You know, I've seen some pretty good farm deals go down around the bed of a truck, and it's all kinds of things, construction deals. But anyway, so I'm standing here leaning on the bed of my truck, talk to y'all this morning. I had a couple things on my mind. First one, like I said, I know most of you know me personally. Uh, So, on a personal note, first of all, last week I had a great week with my back. Yeah, it was great. Tuesday last week, especially. I mean, I had no pain and I felt good. So, and it gradually got a little worse for the week. Not bad. Well, Sunday morning, I got up. I had a little back pain, a little stiffness mostly. So I got up. We did what we do. We expanded the cat rolling around on my foot. Sorry. And expanded the pig pen, and I did Saturday I did some mowing with the tractor, and I think that's where the problem came in, because I was sitting in the seat twisted around so I could see what was going on behind me as well as in front of me. Well, by the time we got the pig pen expanded, my back was starting to hurt pretty good, and by the end of the night it was worse. And when I got up Monday morning, I couldn't get up. It took me 5 minutes to put on my pants. And I know that's a funny image to some of you, but when it's happening to you, it's not fun. So I decided to stay home, and I went to the doctor, and so I had just been Friday, so they wasn't, of course they was happy to see me because that meant more money. But anyway, so they gave me some steroids and anti-inflammatories and a different muscle relaxer, because the first one I didn't even notice it. It didn't phase my back in the least. So anyway, cut this story short because this isn't my main deal. So I thought, okay, well, maybe Tuesday I'll be able to go to work. Nope, it was just about as bad. So I went ahead and called in, and then I think we did the smart thing. I took today and tomorrow as vacation days. So anyway, that's where I'm at. Yesterday my back started getting better. Of course, I had a little bit of a relapse overnight, but anyway, right now it's not feeling too bad. I'm standing here, got the sun shining on me, in a black hoodie, so that helps. Getting a little heat on it. Not optimal position, but anyway. But what I really want to talk to you about is a bill that has been introduced into the United States House of Representatives, and it's called the Prime Act, HR 2859. And basically, the short version is, and I just heard about this. This has been laying there since May. And actually, Representative Massey from Kentucky, I believe, has introduced this every year for several years. And it would eliminate the USDA inspection to any by-the-cut sales to okay, somebody like me, let's do it this way. Right now, in order for me to sell my meat by the cut, I have to find a processor that has a USDA inspector on site. And of course, that adds money. That adds cost to the consumer. you know, because as a producer, you can't absorb that cost yourself. You know, uh, the margins aren't very good on this stuff anyway. And, you know, but anyway, it would, as long as it's sold in state, then I would be able to sell my pasture raised pork by the cut, which means I could sell you a package of pork chops or a ham or you know, a pound of bacon or whatever without the USDA inspection. Now I know a lot of people get freaked out about that, but you know, there's 3 levels of processing available to the, you know, smaller people like us that don't do our own. Or there's what they call custom butchery, which means I can take my pig there, they can cut it up and do the processing for me. And if, you know, and this is how this works, if you buy this is how most people do this, that raise pigs and sell them to people. What happens is you come to me, say, hey, you know, I'd like to buy one of your pigs, but I don't want it live. Well, you know, I don't have the facilities to cut it up for you, so I would have to send you to a processor. So this is how it works. In theory, I sell you the pig for one price, and then I deliver your pig to either the processor you choose, or you take it there, but it goes to a processor and they process it and you pay the processing fee. And in a lot of states, and I've got to do some research on the state of Missouri, but I wanted to get this out to y'all today while I was thinking about it. In a lot of states, and I'm not real sure how Missouri is, but they have 3 levels of butcher shop, and that's where I was at. Oh, excuse me. The first level is the custom butcher, is what I just described. The next level is state inspected. And then the third level, and you know, that middle level, I'm not so sure about how that works, but then the third level is USDA inspected. And like I said, USDA, as mentioned earlier, USDA inspector has to be on site, and they have to inspect your pork, and they have to stamp it and all of that. And what this bill would do, and it doesn't make your meat any less safe by doing it this way. I mean, you need to know who's processing your food anyway. And okay, I'm you know, your meat's still going to be better than if you went and bought it from some big retail chain. And you know, they have, this is getting a little deeper than I had intended. Right now, when you go buy a piece of, let's say you go buy a pork chop at the grocery store, whatever grocery store, you don't know if that pig that pork chop came from was raised in the United States, processed in the United States, or if it was raised in the United States, shipped to China or somewhere else, processed and shipped back here for resale. Now think about that for a second. How much older is that pork chop? I mean, not to mention the conditions that the corporate farm raises their pigs in. And the some, not all, I know there's some that keep good facilities and care, but a lot of them don't. And all of them are shoving them full of steroids to get them to grow faster, which I still don't understand, especially when it comes to pork on an animal that goes from birth of 2 to 3 pounds, maybe 5, to 250 pounds in 6 months. I mean, and that's not pushing the feed on them. That's just letting them have access to feed when they want it. You know, so I don't understand. But anyway, it's all about the dollars, and you know, we all know the faster you make money, the you know, that's it. And you know, hey, if that's the way they want to make their money, that's fine. And you know, there was a time I thought about getting into that kind of operation. It's pretty rough on the actual farmer to do that. I mean, I haven't checked into the pork side of it, but Rhonda has a friend that her and her husband have a turkey operation. It might be a chicken operation, I don't know, but anyway. And just to get into that, you have to be about $1 million in debt before you get your first bird to raise. So, you know, that's nothing I want to do. I'm sick and tired of debt myself. Oh, stupid cat. Yeah, sorry. Stupid cat decided it was going to climb my leg. Then it realized who it was climbing, I guess. But anyway. So, anyway, like I'm saying, is my point is, we all need to go support this. HR 2859, the PRIME Act. And PRIME stands for something, I don't know, but it gives smaller guys that are doing what I want to do. I'm not there yet. I'm not selling. I haven't sold any pork yet. You know, I'm still several months away from that. But it gives them, it kind of levels the playing field. There's a lot of expense that goes into getting USDA certified, and then USDA you got to have an inspector there all the time, and I'm sure the government charges you for that somehow. So this just would kind of level the playing field. And you know, these large producers, Smithfield and Cargill and Tyson, and you know, the list goes on. They don't like it because it's going to cut into their bottom line. So they're pushing back on it. So I'm putting this video out today to encourage all of you that are my followers, or anybody that sees this video, whether you're a subscriber or not, to get a hold of your U.S. representatives. And I know mine here in Barton County is Vicki Hartzler. And I've already emailed her this morning. Haven't got an answer back, but you know, that usually takes a while. You know, they're busy people up there in Washington. Anyway, so just send them an email real quick. Doesn't have to be long. Just something polite. Say, you know, this is. I think this is what I wrote. It's probably not exact. You know, I'm writing you today to encourage you to support HR 2859, the PRIME Act. I think it would help, you know, the small-scale farmer. You know, and this will affect all meat producers in our state. You know, and her family up here in Barton County and up in Vernon County, they're Vicki Hartzler's family, they're involved in agriculture. So I would think this is something she's probably already on top of. You would think, but I don't know. They have tractor dealerships, I know. But anyway, find out who your representative is. And, you know, a phone call is even better than an email. But an email works. I was involved with a motorcyclist rights organization for years. I was actually the local chairman for 10 years. And we learned, and I'm not sure how we learned, or probably just from talking to the senators and the representatives, and what we did was state level stuff. And that for every letter or email they get, that represents 100 people that feel the same way. So if you think your voice don't count, think about that for a minute. And every telephone call, now, if somebody takes time out of their day to call you on the telephone, you know it's important. So they pay attention to that stuff. They really do. And if you don't believe me, the evidence is in a law that just went into effect in Missouri last month that repealed the helmet law requirement for motorcycle riders over the age of 25. And I don't care how you feel about that. I know how I feel, and you know, that's not what this channel is about. But my point is that that's how it got there. Grassroots. People like me and you. Like I said, I was involved in that 15 years ago. And we kept after it and kept after it, and it had been going on for years before I got involved. And I was involved for 15 years. So, you know, it took us 30 years to make that happen, but we made it happen. And, you know, like I say we, and I haven't been involved, like I said, for 15 years, but it's about the grassroots. It's about the regular person contacting the people that work for us. Our taxes pay them. That's why I, you know, say you need to go vote. You need to, you know, if there's something that's important to you that's going on in the legislation, get a hold of them. Send them an email, send them a, you know, make a telephone call. You probably won't get to talk to your representative. Sometimes you do. And I tell you, it's something else, and we can't all do it. I can't do it right now. It's hard to do, but I did one time get to make a trip up to the state capitol. And I tell you what, when you make an in-person visit to their office, they sit down and they listen. You know, it makes a difference. Now, you may not change their mind, you know. At the time, my representative was Gary Nodler, you know, and I lived in Jasper County at that time. And he'd already made up his mind, and he, you know, he didn't care. It was going to be, you know, he wasn't changing his mind. But anyway, here's the deal, you know, watching the farmer pull his grain truck in across the road. We've got to contact these people. I'll be back. All right, so I had a little interruption there. Had a good talk with the guy that farms across the road with me. He's wanting to cut my hay next year. Sorry, trying to adjust the camera on the confiscated selfie stick. So we was talking about growing pigs and hunting deer. Anyway, like I said, I don't remember what I talked about and what I didn't. So anyway, I want, you know, take a minute out of your day, send an email to your representative at the federal level. Let them know that, you know, we think this is a good idea for Missouri, and it's not gonna make your meat any less safe. It just means that it probably means your meat's going to taste better. You know, if you can get locally grown, preferably pasture-raised pork, you know, that limits the commercial feed, your pork's going to taste better. You won't believe it until you try it. And hopefully, you know, next year I'll have some. You know, like I said, we're trying. We're working on it. It just, the way we started, it just takes a little longer, but it was less cash up front. But anyway, that's enough about that. If you follow me, you know, I've talked about that a lot. So I'm gonna wrap this video up. I'll probably be the only one today. I don't know, might do another one, but I tried to get this out here pretty quick, earlier than normal. So, you know, let's all look out for each other. Let's all help each other when we can. And let's all pray. See you on the next one.